Hello everybody. Sorry we had a little technical issue still. This first show, first we meet. Wolf Entertainment artists getting together and talking and sharing, and be great also if people who are watching the show, you can ask questions. We can see it on a live stream. So welcome everybody.
Thank you so much, Hellmut.
Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So we're truly international. We're going from 9 a.m. in Los Angeles to 9 p.m. in India. So I'll start with just introducing everybody. Anthony Apello is frontman of Six Gun Cell. And then we have our diva Victoria Horne from New York. And we've got another diva, Tanushree Saha, aka She Shree from India. So maybe just say hello quickly, each one of you, and introduce yourself quickly.
Hey.
Hi. Go ahead.
Continue.
Go, ladies first.
I'm Victoria Horne. Nice to see you and glad to be here today.
Thank you so much, Hellmut, for bringing all of us together. It's a very good opportunity to meet new faces, interact with new people. It's so exciting and very happy to be here. I'm Tanushree from India and have been part of Wolf Entertainment since barely last 6-7 months. That feels like I've been here for a long time.
Yeah, true.
Well, hey all, I'm Tony from Six Gun Cell, and we're here in Los Angeles, California, and recently signed up with Wolf Entertainment. It's been a great experience so far. Releasing new music and getting ready to hit the East Coast on some shows, and it's a good old fun time.
You got a gig on the 17th, yeah?
We're
in Viper Room.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a show on August 17th. We're headlining the Viper Room and over in Hollywood. So it's a cool venue. We've played there before, and it's down the street from the whiskey, and it's good stuff. And we're already selling tickets, moving them. So I mean, it's going to be probably a great show, and looking forward to it. But when it comes down to it, the big shows are on the East Coast, and these are great warm-up shows for us.
Nice. All the best for that, Anthony.
Yeah, Viper Room is awesome. I always would have loved to play there. What about?
Well, I know the promoter there, so I'm pretty sure I can get you in, Wolf.
Well, I tell you what, when I come down, I'm going to come over to LA soon to finish this album for Catherine Line, and probably spending 2-3 weeks in LA. So that would be good. We can go down there. I'll take the horn and we have some fun.
Well, definitely come over and hang out with us at rehearsal while you're here. You'll dig it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so do you want to just, Tony, talk about the song that we just released for you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the song's called The Hustle, and it's actually grown on me to be one of my favorites that we've done, and the whole experience was great. The band is solid, and working over at the studio you suggested, it just all came together really well, and we wrote the song for probably a couple weeks, and then just fine-tuned it, and then we went in the studio and recorded it, and the guys were amazing over there. It was a good time, and really excited how it came out, and it's got a lot of the things that we are in it. We like that ZZ Top vibe, we like the Skinner vibes, the Marshall Tucker bands and the Allman Brothers, and we try to put all that together in our music. And when we make our music, it's important to us to have our own style. You never want to completely emulate someone else. You want to take a little bit of each great artist out there, and then you make it your own. And I think that's what we did in this most recent song. And I'm pretty happy, where it ended up in the standings. And it's always a good thing when you end up, in the top 20 or the top 30. So I was really happy with where we went with it, and it's doing really well. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. So we're excited to present that to the world when we start playing our shows and letting people hear some new music. And we're already working on another new one right now called Bottom of the Bottle, which is going to be great. Okay. And so yeah, I'm really excited about it again. And for me, it's always the fans. You know, and I call them more so friends than fans, and we have a lot. So it's without them, you know, nothing's possible. So we just like to make sure that everything we make is going to be something that they're going to dig and they're going to like to listen to and play in their music in their cars and home, whatever. So yeah, it's been a great experience. And, you know, again, it's I'm pretty proud that that's the first song we released with you.
Yeah, and I really like the song also because we got now the Wolf Entertainment Radio going again. So I have right now I have a playlist with one song with each of our artists that we're releasing, and it's quite amazing to, you know, it's such a variety of music. I'm just blown away. And then when your track always comes, it's always butter by the fish, as they say. It's really cool.
Yeah, I really do like it, but yeah, it's great to be part of the group, part of the family here at Wolf Entertainment, and you know, and it's nice to see all the different backgrounds and cultures and the different types of music that's being played, and so you know, I'm just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, wonderful, cool.
Well, this is very important. This is very important. I just want to say I've been with Wolf Entertainment for what is it, 5.5, 6 years? And I'm just so happy that you hung out there with me and kept me going, keep me on my toes. I click in all the time of new stuff. Yes, I've gotten to know you pretty well.
Yeah.
And what you said something about, Anthony, about Leonard Skinner. Did you say something like that? One of the members is a good friend of mine. His name is Eric Lundgren. They're right now on the road. They're out of Jacksonville, Florida, where I used to live. So I've gotten introduced to rock and roll bands in Europe, especially out of Romania. So I touch a lot of different fields, from musical comedy, gospel, rock and roll, as you would say right now, and light hip hop, because I've got a new CD that's going to come out after what's just been put out by Wolf Entertainment, The Show Must Go On, which was a live performance in Germany out of Munich some years ago. But I like to venture in different styles, and I like the idea that an artist can do more than one genre. So that's my thing. So I'm just glad to be here today, and I can see you. I can't see myself, but that's okay.
Well, we can see you.
That's beautiful. We're so happy that we can finally see you, because I was getting afraid that I'm going to have to see your picture the entire podcast, and I was going to settle for that, but I'm happy that I'm seeing your picture. I mean, your face now. Fine. I agree with you, Victoria, because I'm also someone like that who has grown with attempting various genres and, you know, learning something, doing that, and again, venturing into various different genres. Basically, in India, we have a lot of our Indian genres, right? Indian traditional music. So I've started with that as a child. I've been singing since I was 6 years old. We came up with that, and India is like a huge country with all kinds of music. Got exposed to that first. And then, of course, Western music came in slowly during my adolescence while in school and stuff. And we have done like so much in various bands. Like I've been part of metal bands, pop stuff. Like we've have our own synth pop band also, with which we released original music. But over here now, I also make a lot of like spiritual mantra chanting kind of meditative music as well, which sort of helps people nowadays. But with Wolf Entertainment, we're going one single at a time, and each one has been so different than the other. They're all like collaborations with other artists, and I never know what's going to come in. And you know, so and the first one we released was like a sort of rock, electro, and rap. So it was very interesting, all three of them put together. Then we had this one was crazy because it was a vintage pop song. And this was a 37-year-old song, which was which was written and created in 1987, but never released. And that was a huge thing for me, like a surprise and a thing. I was like, man, how is this possible? But that song, finally somebody had written in US itself, and it got released now through my voice. We again re-recorded the whole song in my voice, and finally it got released after 37, like nearly 40 years, and that was a huge thing for me.
Right.
And yeah, so, and then of course now another one we are going to release in August, that is
The
like a
16th.
completely, yeah, like a exotic kind of a song with very sensual wordings, like the lyrics is very sensual and a slightly Arabic and Middle Eastern feel to it, so it's very different. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
that's
like to I like to mention Kenny Keys, Kenneth Robinson, top producer from Atlanta, who has been with us maybe 6-7 years, and he wrote those tracks for Tanu.
right. Those are his songs that he had created. Now I'm just coming in and joining in and giving my input and finally releasing it. But very, very nicely done, very different, and I really enjoyed it.
Right, and
Awesome.
we're just releasing a song for you. We just released it, Victoria, which is a cover of The Show Must Go On, and it's a live cover. Please tell us a little bit, because every time I hear the song, I'm blown away by the musicality, but also especially because it's live, the production is massive.
well,
Tell us a little bit how that came together.
well, I worked with a guy from Germany named Joachim Lang, and another gentleman who Theo Kraut introduced me into what they call theater in Munich. We were performing in a special garden where Boris Becker used to play. So it's like an open tent, but it's a restaurant inside. And so I was dealing with Russian dancers. It's all theatrical situations. And so Joachim says, okay, you got to end the show with the song, The Show Must Go On. And so, and you have to kill it every night. And so that is why I began singing that song. And I was singing that song for like months at a time, again and again, and getting people in the audience, very much involved, and they loved the song. And so that's how it started.
Really, really top production. I mean, for live, it's quite something. And please tell us the next material that we're working on with you that's coming out.
I've written a song about a lady called Mayfield, and Mayfield owned a cafe back in the 1940s and 1960s. And what it is showing people, young people especially, what it was like back then, how people came together, how they would cook chicken and sit around at the table, maybe drink a bar, listen to music on a jukebox. But it also talks about looking out. It says, I'm sitting in a small cafe, listening to the dreams of yesterday, and on the jukebox pours out the sound of birds, and that's Charlie Parker, eating my sweet potato pie. I got my eye on Mayfield's eyes. Her mood's like smoke drifting. And they say, look outside your window today and tell me what you see. A homeless man with no shoes and no place to stay. A lady with a baby on her back selling candy in the subway station. Now you know that ain't right. So it's a little bit social, letting people understand how we are kind of living today, how they weren't living so much back then, and also about jazz music, Duke Ellington, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, Langston Hughes, who wrote a lot of poetry, and then, of course, a very famous writer, James Baldwin. And so that's what this particular piece is. But there are 4 different genres in this particular CD. And another one is a big band. And it's Mood Indigo with like a 17-piece sound. And then there was another one that I wrote originally. It's called Je t'aime. And it's about a love story about a woman who travels all the time and doesn't have time for love. And the other one is a zouk music, which is something, I have Caribbean roots and I've never used them before. So, that's what that's about. Everybody knows love just comes and goes. Baby, heaven knows you for me. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pretty good. Heck yeah.
Very exciting. Well, I'm seeing that we have now people watching the show. We got 10 people watching right now. If anybody out there has any questions to any of us, please type it into the into the group, and then we can see that, and then we can answer any of the questions. Meanwhile, so what's the plan for you, Tanu, forward? What's the vision?
So right now, of course, we have this particular song. I'm still working on the video for the release of our Exotic Journey. The song is called Exotic Journey. We haven't promoted yet, but I'm still speaking about it. And apart from that, of course, I have a lot of other productions that are there going on, but my side projects are always there. So that is also something that takes away a lot of my time. And some of my old projects that are still sitting in my laptop, those are the ones I'm going to finish now. Like the one that we were trying to work, remember, Hellmut, that we were trying to master, a lot of tracks were there. So maybe I'll try to finish that next, because those also need to come out before I make any fresh tracks. So again, it's going to be, I think, one single at a time.
Yes, yes. And how is it looking for you and Six Gun Cell, Anthony? What's the
things are looking great, man. I mean, again, there's good harmony in the band right now. Everybody's happy, and we're just really zero laser focused on making this new music and continuing on. I mean, the music industry is one of the best things and one of the worst things you could possibly experience.
Yes.
Tons of charlatans, tons of fake, tons of backstabbing, tons of terribleness, but there's a ton of great things. And I think that, again, I always go back to the fans. I think the great thing is our the people that follow us and listen to us. They're really great. I mean, and that's what keeps it going for me. I mean, if we all did this just to be rich and famous, well, then there'd be a lot of poor souls out there. So it's you have to do things that you enjoy doing, and you have to do it for the right reasons. And for me, it's just like the Vermont show coming up. We'll have a sold out crowd there, and it's amazing looking at all those faces and seeing everybody there to see you, and that's what makes it good for me. Again, you don't get rich in this business, you really don't. And there's a very small percentage of people that go the full distance, that achieve the ultimate top level fame, and so it's a tough business, and you have to do it for the right reasons. So it's for me, that's what that is. It's of course you want to make money and you want to achieve a level of fame, but I just really get off on just seeing all the people, man, and cheering and screaming for you, or the messages you get from different people. And and now we're being contacted by people overseas again, and obviously that's because we're with you now, and it's great. It's just great seeing it spread, and when we make our songs, a lot of our songs are stories. We're telling a story in our music, and like even the Hustle, the one we just released, it's got a ZZ Top kind of feel to it, but it's a story. It's a story about rock and roll and the power of music and hitting the road and just going and doing the things that you love to do. So that's kind of how it is for me, at least. It's just a really cool existence, a really cool ride, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. I've met a ton of people. Some people I would be happy never to see again, and people that I consider family now, and it's just been a really great experience, because for me, my whole life wasn't music. I mean, originally I wore a uniform.
Martial arts, yeah. It's martial arts. You're martial
ran into
arts,
situations. Yeah, I ran into situations that most people run away from, and did that my whole life. And then, of course, my martial arts and my school that I have, and my students, and that was a huge part of my life, and it still is to this day. So for the music industry, it's still relatively new. I mean, I've been doing this now with Six Gun Sal for, we're going on our 10-year mark here real soon. And it's the only band I've ever been in. And, it's the only time I've ever, sang or tried to be a singer. And it's been great. It's been a fun experience. Again, it's a different, brand new world for me, even 10 years into it. But I can say I've had more good times than bad. And you know, like anything, you have to fail 1,000 times before you get good at it or you get successful at it. So I just look at it as that. So when we do have a setback or a failure or not so good of a turnout at a show, and luckily for us, we've never really experienced that yet. It's just a learning experience, you know. But I've always said, and this is one thing a lot of people notice about us: if there's 100 people in the room or 1,000 people in the room, you know, or one person in the room, they're going to get the same show. You know, it's our job's to entertain. And I've always said that, hey guys, if we ever get the day where one person's in that room, they're going to get the full show. You know, they're going to get everything. And I think artists need to remember that. And for me, the biggest thing I've noticed is that when people are where we are and we're trying to build something, we're trying to become something, and you're thankful for the people who support you and follow you. A lot of these people, when they get big, all of a sudden they become arrogant, or, you know, they're just up there doing their job, and they'll smile for the cameras and pat babies on the head and, you know, sit for pictures. But as soon as that moment's over with, they don't want nothing to do with those people. And that annoys me, because those people are what made you famous. You know, those people are the ones that made you have that success and offered you that success. So I think our job is to, whether we're on the stage or off the stage, we always have to be that person for the people that support us and follow us, you know. And I've had the strangest things happen where someone comes up to me out of the blue and says, "Oh my God, I know you." When I was at Sunglass Hut looking at sunglasses, because obviously I'm a sunglass whore, they "Oh my God, you're the singer from Six Gun Sal." And that blew me away. You know, I mean, like, you don't expect those things to happen, but it also tells me that, well, our message is spreading, you know, and people are seeing us and hearing us, and they're liking us. And the girl actually told me, she goes, "My dad introduced me to you and he listens to your music." And I didn't even know her dad. So, I mean, it's not like it's somebody I already knew. So that's pretty neat, you know. And then, you know, some people hit us from back east not too long ago saying, "Hey, I was in the grocery store and your song was on the radio." So that's pretty amazing to me that, you know, it's finally starting to take a foothold, and we're starting to get the things that we want done, you know, to happen. And something that small, of somebody saying your song was just playing in the grocery store, you know, that made me happy for like a month. Like, that's awesome.
Nice.
So it's a fun business, and it's always good when you finally meet people and you work with people that are good-hearted, and they're not trying to scam you. They're not trying to bully you. They're not trying to take your money, you know, and promise you the world, everything. And then you give them the money, and the next thing you know, oh, well, it's your fault it's not happening. It's not my fault. Well, no, there's just a lot of scam artists out there. So, and that's another reason why I started writing that book called So You Want to Be a Rock Star, because I've basically written my entire experience in this business, you know, from the very beginning to where we are now. And I think it's important for people that are coming into this business to understand what's out there and to not make the mistakes, because one of the things I stress in the book is, if you want to be a rock star, don't do anything that I did. You know, don't follow that normal path, because you're going to get misled and you're going to be pulled in different directions from people who do not have your best interest in mind. They just want to make a quick buck off of you. So I'm hoping that once I release that book, that it'll help. If it helps one person avoid the pitfalls that I had to go through to get to where I am now, then it's a success, you know, because there's a lot of young people out there. And rock and roll, let's face it, rock and roll is one of those things where it's not what it used to be. And it doesn't have the following or the support that it used to have. And if we don't start supporting current bands like, you know, our band and the next young, you know, musician who's in his garage right now with 3 of his friends, and they're 17 years old, if we don't start supporting that, what's going to happen when all of these bands that are still touring, and these guys are 300 years old, you know, from the 70s and 80s, what happens when they're gone? Is it just going to become a nation of cover bands? And you know, so we have to keep rock and roll alive, and we have to entice people to want to do it. And we have to make sure that they don't get disenfranchised by people out there who want to take advantage of them, you know, because a lot of people don't have the mental fortitude to stick to something. You know, they want instant gratification, and we have to help them understand that that's not how this business works, and it takes time, and you have to put your steps in, you have to put the time and the work in, and you have to pay your dues, you know, and it's there's no truer words. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with the band and where we are. And again, I just,
There's
you know, we have
actually
Andy.
there were actually a couple of questions for you. One I can't see because it kind of goes down on Facebook. But one question was, what's your inspiration and who was your inspiration? And the other one is, when is Six Gun Cell putting out a new video clip?
Okay, so inspiration is it's strange with me. I'm a TV buff. You know, I like watching TV shows or documentaries, and sometimes something catches my eye, you know, like our song called Bad Man. I was watching an Evel Knievel documentary, and as I'm watching this documentary, I was completely just taken over by how cool this guy was, you know, and what he did to become famous. And I started writing words down as I was just watching this, and you know, our song "Remember My Name," right? We literally have people sing this song when we play it, and they always scream for us to play it. And it was one of the first songs we ever made. And I was a big Supernatural fan, you know, the TV show Supernatural. So I'm kind of a nerd. But I wrote a song about "Remember My Name." You know, it's got the crossroads demons in it. You go, you make a deal with the devil, and then, you know, a few years later, you got to pay the price, right? So a lot of my songs are stories, and I try to get inspiration from those kind of places. And as far as the next live video goes, we're actually right now behind the scenes working on that. We're just trying to pick the song that we want to do it on now. And you know, The Hustle is definitely at the top of the list because it's such a cool song. And but we have a couple other ones, and you know, like anything else, we're not the band that's going to go out there with cell phones and make a video and use a lot of AI. I mean, we hire a full production company. We hire an actual director, and we've got a guy that we've worked with in the past, you know, Ricky Bird, who's amazing. And he made our music video to life. And it was a gigantic ordeal, you know, with studio sets and the bars and the different shots, and me going down the highway on the Harley Davidson 1,000 times with a police car chasing me. And, you know, it was a very fun day. And but that's what we like to do. You know, if we're going to do it, then let's go big, you know, and let's make it amazing, because I don't want to put something out there that's what you would call half-assed just to get it out there. So we're definitely working on it. And when we do have that video, we will have another massive release party like we did for the last one. And it'll be amazing. So yes, we are working on another music video behind the scenes. And that's kind of my inspiration for the other question.
Awesome. Cool. Well,
And
go ahead.
somebody
Tanya.
also had a comment saying about your hat. So like somebody, I think,
About the
remembers
hat?
that. Yeah, so remembers your hat, I think, in the comments.
Okay, so this is a one
I'll read out the name.
one of a kind.
It's by Wendy Harrell.
Yeah, so this is a one-of-a-kind hat that a wonderful woman named Wendy Harrell made. And she's amazing at what she does. And she had been talking to me for months, like, hey, if you ever want a custom hat. And thank God she didn't get tired of reaching out to me, because I am the worst sometimes about, you know, making a decision. But, you know, I said, hey, let's do it. Let's go for it, you know. And I sent her what she needed. And it took about 2 weeks, but she created this from nothing. And it's pretty amazing. It's got these amazing feathers, and, you know, it's got the cool wrap around the hat, and it's amazing, man. It's got the stretch marks all over it. So I mean, it's just, I really dig it. So if you guys are looking for custom stuff, definitely check out Wendy. She kicks ass with this stuff.
Yes. Actually, the hat is nice. Yeah.
What's that?
I was going to say it's got that rock and roll vibe.
Well, you know, again, man, I go back to, you know, Ronnie Van Zant's like one of the guys I would aspire to be like. You know, I'm a 70s Leonard Skinner guy. I mean, the new band, it's great. They're keeping the the memory alive, but you know, I'm more of a fan of the original Skinner, the 70s Skinner. And so yeah, and it's funny because we did a show, we did a big show in San Antonio, and Molly Hatchet went on after us. And I was sitting outside, and I went and sat down at our merch table because I like to just mingle with people. And you know, all these people start walking out mid-performance of you know, the headliner, and like 7 different people in front of other people in the band that were with me, you know, said Ronnie or Van Zant lives, you know, and they're pointing at me saying that. It gave me chills. I was like, wow, that's a huge compliment to me, you know. I mean, didn't expect it. So yeah, that's a little bit inspired like this, and it's kind of what I was hoping for, and Wendy went above and beyond and gave me more than I wanted. So it's pretty awesome.
Also, well, what I've noticed, obviously, since you with Wolf Entertainment, you have got a solid fan base. You got a lot of people loving the band, giving feedback, you know, making comments, and there's a kind of a movement. So when we got together in the beginning, the idea was, okay, now in America you already have reached a certain level. Now we're going to introduce the band into Europe, and then hopefully at some point we can bring you over and get that. Will be fun for you guys to
I am
to Europe.
totally excited about it. I mean, we did get contacted. I don't know if Andy told you about it yet, but we did get contacted, and we are apparently on a very short list of a possible New Year's Eve show in Qatar. And so needless to say, I already started the process to get my passport just in case.
Good idea.
But that's pretty amazing, you know, and I would absolutely love to go over there and just put that show on. And so yeah, it's fun, and you know, we've said it for a long time, you know, we can't wait to one day go to Europe. And we were talking about this before we even met you. You know, it's just, there's a huge rock scene over there. And it would just be amazing to go and honestly just to travel to that part of the world and get to meet those people, and you know, and share our experiences, and they share their experiences. So yeah, man, it's awesome. So, you know, hooking up with you, Wolf, has been an amazing experience thus far, and I'm totally looking forward to going, and so is the rest of the band. So we're all excited for it, and hopefully sooner than later we'll be over there.
Yeah, cool. But Victoria, you have done Europe like many times. You have been over here for forever. Want to talk a little bit about your experiences in touring and gigging Europe?
Well, I love being in Europe, and I miss it so much right now. I never thought I'd be back in New York, but here I am. Well, I started out in Germany and meeting a lot of folks in recording studios and so on and so forth. And I thought, well, let me try France. And I went over there, performed in some cabarets, and then I started meeting TV people. And I got a song out, which was Olivia Valaire's brother who produced it, I Love You So Caruso, which should have been a major hit. And unfortunately, it missed like 13 points, as they say, to top 50. So after many years, I start to see it now, I Love You So Caruso. Moving on, I did other productions, but my real feeling for the rock and roll situation happened in Romania, in Bucharest. And I got in contact with a band called Compact. And I have another song, I didn't give it to you yet. It's called Satisfying Love, totally rock and roll. So I spent a lot of time in the studios over there during the times of Ceausescu. When he passed away, he wasn't there. I was singing in a cabaret, but I would also venture into groups and started to write some songs. I wrote another song that Why Should I Care About You was recorded with Adrian Dominescu and myself, which I think you met Adrian once or talked to him on.
Yes, I did.
And it was a TV hit. So I've been writing for a long time, quietly, not saying very much. And slowly, I'm just trying to come into my own self and not just seeing what other productions or people have suggested. You do this, you do that. Right now, I'm just doing Victoria.
Good.
And that's where I'm at. But I do miss being in Europe really a lot because I was very, very lucky in my times of singing in different places and meeting lovely people. So I know the experience is wonderful, and I'll come back again.
Have you been over here, Tanu?
I actually haven't, but I'm looking forward to coming sometime, maybe in the coming years. I know for sure that it is going to happen, but I haven't.
Well, it's a little bit the same as with Six Gun. We're just going to keep building you up and, you know, making you big enough that you can fill concert halls, you know, and then the promoters will come and say, hey, we're interested. But I think,
Yes.
especially with your way of performing solo, I think, you know, it's easy to tour you because you only pay one ticket and one hotel room and so on, and not like with Six Gun Cell, where you guys are 8 or something, right?
Yeah, with our
Like a-
band and with the road crew, yeah, we're probably sitting around 12 to 14 people.
There you go. So that's then it's difficult cost-wise. Somebody just said, Anthony is my favorite singer ever. Oh, wait, is it you said? Did you say that, Anthony?
Yeah, I wrote that about myself.
You wrote that about yourself.
Nothing
Okay.
like self-promotion. Love it.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, dude,
Look,
I'm a ham.
that's okay. Look, anything else? Anybody, if you want, any of you want to share still?
Not
Well,
exactly.
I mean, I'm just, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm actually happy Anthony has shared so much about his journey, and it was nice hearing you. And nothing much to share. I'm just telling about, you know, like my whole next approach would be mostly I'm doing a lot of, I actually juggle quite a few things. I even do a lot of gigs over here in my town, like 3-4 times a week. That is like small gigs doing live stuff in various venues over not just one venue, multiple venues across. You know, our agents give us these gigs. So that is anywhere there. That is like my regular thing. And then, of course, there's a lot of other content that I create out of my life experiences because, yes, as musicians who've been in this industry, not just musicians, anybody in this life who's lived long enough, we have a lot of lessons that we want to share with people. I try to create a content with that so that, because I don't want to leave Earth without giving all that information, right? So you need to start giving it now itself. And bit by bit, pieces information is coming out. I'm creating more such content. A lot of stuff is actually planned for the second half of this year, which is more of my solo work, mostly my solo work, and writing related, music related. Music also, it's not all just entertainment kind of music, very functional, purpose related music, which can be used for self-development and self-healing stuff. And all that is sort of keeping me busy. And also I'm trying to create music with other people, collaborations here with Hellmut also. And I'm just hoping that, things will fall in place and this is going to be a productive year, the next half of it, as it has been. Of course, we have already released 4 tracks with Wolf. More stuff is supposed to come. And I'm happy that, I'm meeting more people in this way, more artists, more different new faces, versatile people, and getting to hear their stories, their perspectives on, life, not just music, but everything else. So that is always enriching our lives and making us more and more rich and full in culture. So I'm very glad to be that. And that is what I just wanted to share. And,
Tell you what I really would love to do, what is like one of my bucket dreams. I really would like to put festivals together for us, both entertainment artists. And I think with the talent that we have and the absolute amazing artists and musicians that we have on a label, we can put wonderful 3-day festivals together and rip it all down. So that's one of the things that I'm working on in the background. Obviously it's a money situation always, but that's one of my dreams that I would love to do. Imagine like 30 or 40 or 50 of us touring and playing festivals. I would love it
That would be
still.
amazing. That would be actually a dream like thing.
Yeah.
Well, you're always a man
Incredible.
of work. You're always a man of work and always with new ideas, good ideas, and just keep on pushing, staying on that road that you want to be on. And anyway, I just want to say I'm so happy to be with you. And I try to share a lot of good energy. And what is most important, I work with 1,600 people every day in the theater. And I've gotten a chance to see the theater from the opposite side. I'm always on the stage, but I also contact children, different adults, and things and anxiety of what people are going through today. So my idea about life through music is to open the eyes, to share positiveness, because we need it so much.
Yes.
People are so stressed out right now. And sometimes it's hard when I come home. I just, oh God, I'm tired. But at the same time, I have to keep going because I believe in what I do. And Anthony, what I wanted to say to you is touching people and being honest with yourself. And that's the most important thing, what I'd like to bring. So of course, I love touring and all that. But the growth of respecting others is something else. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, thank you for including me in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's really what it's about for me. You just got to come to yourself. If you can look in the mirror and look at yourself and be honest and say, okay, that is me, and not lie, then you got something good going on. So whenever you're ready to do the festivals, I'm here.
That's those are word.
Well, we got some nice feedback. Great interview, everybody. Enjoying this format from Mark Dostovitz. He's going to be here as well soon. So thank you so much. This was our inaugural We Meet. And I'm so happy that we could manage to bring it together. And thank you so much for showing up and sharing this with us.
Absolutely, and Wolf, and again, thank you for taking that chance with us, and it's been great so far. And I try to let everybody know, as many people as I can. I always make sure I involve you in it, letting people know that we're with you. And again, it's been a great experience. And today meeting these two great, inspiring women, it's amazing. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Do some rock and roll, party hard, and live life to the fullest, right?
Okay,
Nice.
anything else anybody wants to share?
No, I think, thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much, Victoria, Hellmut. It was lovely meeting all of you. And it's barely 10:30, but I kind of sleep early. I am a early owl. So it's my bedtime already.
my day just started. So
Oh, amazing.
And so has mine. Nice to meet you all, and I will be happy to see you all again. Good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Thank you.
One last shout out to my people out there. Thank you guys for continuing to support the band and Six Gun Sal, and I promise we're going to keep doing our best to make great music for you guys. And August 17th, we'll see you at the Viper Room, and then September 28th, we'll be in Brattleboro, Vermont. And it looks like we're probably going to be hitting a show in Nashville, one other spots in the works, and possibly New Jersey at the Stanhope House, and then one more show in Arizona. So it'll be a fun little run. So we'll see you all real soon.
Woo!
Well, thank you so much again. Everybody out there listening, support our artists, share, like. If you have an extra dollar, even just sometimes buy a song. There's a weird concept. And look, we're putting our lives on the line. We're working all our ass off, and so we really appreciate your support. And we creating this little talk show just to bring more interaction with the artists and with the public and with the fans and the friends. And if we all can do that together, would make us very happy.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys. It was great meeting all of you. And to those of you that did tune in, thank you, guys. We all appreciate you. And we, you guys were also introduced to more people. So all of the people that came to support each of us here, you know, now we all have new people that know us. So that's pretty awesome.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
We
Bye.
meet
Bye, guys.
you next Saturday, same time, with 3 new
Bye.
acts, and we will advertise in the coming week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.